Please welcome to the stage, Jay McBride.
Wow, you guys are. Thank you so much. Look at you guys. I thank you so much. I'm really glad to be here. This is how about Mateo? One more round of applause for Mateo, right? Yeah. So, what kind of room is it? Mostly queers. Yeah. And there's any straight guys? Yes. Oh, a couple. That's it. All right. That's what I expected. It's Brooklyn. It's a Brooklyn straight crowd. Does anyone here have kids? No, of course, no. Why the fuck would we breathe? No, the bloodline ends here. We're done. We end here. It's over. Let someone start over. All right. No, it's great to be here. I live in New York City. I love it. New York City. It's amazing, right? Here's how cool it was. The other day I was walking down Broadway and I saw a homeless guy. So I gave him $1, right? And talk about karma. Like 5 minutes later, I went to a Dunkin' Donuts and got a free donut. I know, right? How great is that? But it gets even better. Like an hour after that, I saw that same homeless guy passed out on a bench. So I was able to get my $1 back. I know, right? I deserve that. I know. And he was a good-looking homeless guy, too, all right? Oh, I would date him in a second, okay? No hobo. But man, at this point in my life, when it comes to dating, I'm not a cougar. I'm a hyena. I go after the old, the sick, and the really, really slow. Any hyenas in here? All right. Just me and you, buddy. All right. We'll knock him dead tonight. No, I love old guys. Love them, right? The older, the better. I don't do online dating. I do carbon dating. It's a smart joke, right? I mean, really. I mean, I don't want to brag, but yeah, that joke could cure monkeypox. All right. Obviously, I'm transgender, right? Yeah, of course, yeah. Like you don't know, please. In this crowd, I overheard someone in the back. I swear, I heard someone yell, "Called it." But it's fine. No, this is like here's the thing. Even if you're 99% sure someone's transgender, you can't ask them, right? I mean, you can't. I mean, well, you can, but boy, you better get that one right. Right? I mean, really, like I don't care how woke a woman is. Like, you walk up and ask her if she's trans, she is never gonna respond with no, but thank you. Is these giant hands? It's the hands, right? The hands. I know. I've been working on these shoulders. No, the weird thing though, I wasn't trans before I got the vaccine. I know, Johnson & Johnson, I swear to God. One shot my ass. Oh man, you should have seen me before the vaccine. Last January, I was actually in Washington, D.C. at the Capitol. With half a buffalo carcass on my head, and right, you were there, you remember? No, that's not true. I love how you're covering your mouth and you laugh like a geisha. No, I actually transitioned 15 years ago. Thank you. No, thank you, but don't clap. I only did it to compete in the Olympics. I'm no hero. No, it's so different. By the way, I do say the word tranny a lot. You know, I know you're not supposed to say it, right? Well, you aren't supposed to say it. It's my word. I can say it as much as I want. I say it all the time. I own it. And I've owned it ever since my tattoo artist misspelled the word tyranny. Right. It just makes so much more sense now, right? It's like, right, the tramp stamp, right? It's perfect. It's perfect. I've been called way worse than tranny. Last week, I actually had a guy call me sir. I know, right? Sir. I said, look, buddy. Just because I'm transgender doesn't make me any less of a lady. He said, fine, please stop peeing in my lawn, ma'am. I know, was that so hard, right? I mean, so it's not all about being trans, though, you know? I'm just like the rest of you ladies, right? Shave the tops of my feet just like the rest of you, right? I see those sandals. That big toe's a bitch, right? I know. You got some Italian blood, right? I know. I have my own issues. This weather's the worst, so it took a team of gay men to put this hair together today. You should see it in the humidity. Like, it just, like, it has this weird frizzy thing that it does. Like, someone actually asked me if I was wearing a wig. And I wasn't really offended that they thought I was going bald so much as they thought I went into a wig store. And this is the one I picked. I mean, really, like, all the colors of the rainbow. I could have had beautiful hair like yours, or like, no, I said, I want the one that looks like real human hair. That's been pulled from a shower drain. And if you can, really show off that forehead. Really. All right, now I'm gonna cry myself to sleep that you're laughing so hard, but it's fine. I gained a lot of weight over the pandemic. Right? Yeah. You know, I wasn't sure how much weight I'd gained though until about 6 months in, and I had to wear a bra for the first time in forever. Right? You're just like squeezing it together, right? You're just like putting your back into it, you know, like you're setting a bear trap, you know? Like, did you ever walk through the door, unhook your bra, throw it as far as you can, right? And you don't even care what the people at McDonald's think. You're just like, you can't fire me twice. But I knew I gained weight because the second I unhooked it, it was sort of like, have you ever opened up a tube of Pillsbury croissants? Right, it's like a, you know? I mean, it was just like this explosion, this like, you know? It was just like flesh it was like a tranny in the box. And they're fake too, they're not supposed to do that, right? Right, fake boobs. They're not supposed to move. They're not supposed to make a sound or show fear. I love my fake boobs. They're great. It's like a baby's head, you know? All right, well, this is a Brooklyn crowd, so you don't know what a baby looks like. It's like a sourdough starter, right? Yeah, you get, right, okay, perfect. They're great. I love my fake boobs. I was a little worried, you know, we've all seen those shows. I was really worried about the nipples, you know, looking like a little wonky, you know, right? Like a minion with a lazy eye kind of thing, you know? No, my nipples are perfect. 1, 2, 3. And I saved a bundle because they don't match. Like this one's saline. This one, I think it's saline. I know it has a goldfish in it. I walk around the house naked now. Yeah. It's taking my roommate a little time to adjust. And it is killing her daycare business. It's gonna get way worse than that. Don't even believe me. I grew up in a small town. Is anyone from a small town? A few, like up in New York, small town? No, just all right. No, I'm from a really small town, about 6 hours north of here. It's a town called Westport, New York. Really? Oh, if you're here, who's guarding the village? Are you from up there? Have you heard of it? You have? Like, where are you from?
New York City.
Oh, okay. But what were you doing in Westport? Oh, okay. Anyway, no, it's like it's like an hour from Canada. You've been there, right? It's so like I can see socialized medicine from my house, you know. And small towns, like I don't know if you're from a small town, you know this, but like they don't teach sex ed. Right? So they're having kids in like 7th grade or 8th grade. It's ridiculous. We had to change our mascot to a pregnancy test with a frowny face. Yeah, it's bad. It's the kind of town where like global warming's fake, but pro wrestling's real. I went back there. The guys wanted nothing to do with me. You know, oh yeah, like nothing. And someone said to me, it's like, well, yeah, it's because you're the black sheep now. You're just the black sheep. I said, look, I know who I am, okay? I come from a small farming community in upstate New York. The guys still fuck the sheep. Our cows don't move, they go, no. Hashtag moo too. All right, you may not like that joke, but a sheep fucking joke by a tranny comedian. Did you ever think you'd live to see the day? All right, I'm gonna go back. So I was raised Irish Catholic. Here's how Irish Catholic I am. My grandmother had 10 kids. Right? That's a good Irish Catholic woman. 10 kids. Yeah. And she had 2 miscarriages. So she was pregnant 12 times in 16 years. I know, right? Yeah. She didn't have periods. She had commas. It's not a smart joke, right? I mean, you know, that's... They didn't even suture the C-section. They just Velcroed it down for the next one. My grandmother was old school, like real old school, you know? She said the rosary every day. She made her own clothes by hand. She had polio. And she was like, once she said to me, she told me, and this is how she said, I don't believe in gay people. I know, that's how she worded it too. It was kind of hurtful because she did believe in angels, leprechauns, and Sasquatch. No, she also told me once that she could talk to ghosts. I know, that was weird. She came to me one morning and said, I heard your grandfather's voice today. He said, look to your children and they will provide. I know, right? But then she said she looked in the kid's photo album and found a $20 bill. I'm like, all right, 2 things, Grandma. First, how do I know you didn't put that money there yourself? Right? And second, Grandpa's alive. No, we had to put her in a home, which was kind of sad, you know? I know. And you're laughing. I love that you snorted laughing at putting Grandma in a home. No, it was kind of sad, just her and her cat in this tiny little room, right? I felt so bad. I was like, I live in a big house and I have plenty of space. Let me take the cat. I have an uncle who's a priest. Oh yeah, yeah. He's like puritanical Christian. Like he's very, very Christian. Like his Christmas tree, he doesn't put ornaments on it. He just ties a witch to it and burns it. He said to me once, he said, I don't ever want to watch you do comedy because I don't want to listen to you talk about having sex with a man. So I just sent him pictures. I'm like, this is us on my couch. This is us on your couch. People always say things like, oh, if you were raised more religiously, you would have turned out normal. I'm like, honey, I was an altar boy. And I loved it. Right? Oh, are you kidding me? My dad thought that would turn me into a man, but apparently sitting around in a dress drinking wine all day didn't do the job. I know, and by the way, no, the priest never touched me or hit on me or molested me. And I tried everything too. I was like, Father, this confessional is too hot for pants. And now all this blood of Christ has me lightheaded and vulnerable. I was literally only finishing that for you. That's it. Everyone else bailed on me except for you, so that's... No, I'm not still Catholic, you know. It's harder to stick to than keto. It's yeah, but I do some things, like my family celebrates Christmas, we celebrate Easter, and my favorite Catholic holiday though is Ash Wednesday. For those of you who aren't Catholic, Ash Wednesday's the holiday. That's the one where Jesus comes out of his tomb, and if he sees his shadow, it means 6 weeks of no candy. So my dad wasn't a big fan of this whole thing. I remember when I was little, I was like, Dad, what do you call a little boy who wants to be a little girl? He said, I don't know, but he's definitely not getting any ice cream. I know, that's terrible, right? Don't worry, he dies in the end. My dad died around Christmas time, which was tough. I didn't know what to ask for because I already got what I wanted. Wow, some of you either love dark humor or you hate your dad. So I'm in therapy. No, therapy school. I actually lost my mom about 5 years ago too. I know. You're like, oh, dead mom, dead dad. What next, little orphan tranny? I went back to therapy after my mom died. I didn't really help very. He said like I should start talking to my mom, just like whenever I missed her, which seems kind of crazy. So I can't, because she's not there. I can't. So I go to the attic and talk to the mannequin I dressed up in her clothes. And boy, the shit that comes out of her mouth. All right, mannequin mom said you wouldn't like that joke. That's fine. My roommate said, how do you get the clothes off of that? I'm like, buy her a couple drinks. Otherwise, therapy's great. No, I did have a therapist fall asleep during one of our sessions. I swear to God, passed out cold. I thought he was dead. And then he woke up. He said, oh my God, I forgot to tell you, I'm a narcoleptic. I said, that's all right. I forgot to tell you, I'm a necrophiliac. Boy, that guy never fell asleep again. I've never seen someone drink so much Red Bull. And if you're not laughing, you just don't know what necrophilia means. I did have a therapist who was really good looking. It was so I had to get a new therapist. I couldn't, like, he was super good. I don't mean model good looking. I'm talking, chained him up in the basement just to watch him sleep good looking, Yeah, I'm talking put the fucking lotion in the basket, all right? No, he was so good looking. He said to me once I should dress for the job I want. So I showed up in his wife's clothes. All right, that's worse than the dad stuff. All right, well, that's fine. No. Are there a lot of couples here? Clap it up. Where are all the couples? Let's see. You're so enthusiastic. No, is that it? So what is it, like 4 or 5? How many single people are here? Oh, wow. All right. I do talk about dating a lot. I'm actually asexual, predator. Sorry, I was supposed to say that at the beginning. I'm supposed to say clap it up if you're under 18. Here's something interesting. If you Google my name, this is true, by the way, my name comes up. But then about 6 or 7 pages in, there is a registered sex offender in Michigan with the same name. I know, right? I'm looking at that. I'm thinking like, ew, a registered sex offender? Meanwhile, he's in Michigan going, ew, a tranny comedian? So we're dating. It's perfect. I don't want kids. He's not allowed near kids. Never mind. Actually, never mind. I have a tough time with guys. I actually had a guy refuse to have sex with me unless I wore a mask. I know, and this is way before the pandemic. It wasn't even a face mask. It was like a Spider-Man. I know. It was like over the... He's like, I got you now, web slinger. I mean, Comic-Con, right? I think guys have the wrong idea. Guys are... The thing is, like, it's tough to date someone because guys are ashamed to be seen having sex with a trans person. All guys. I don't care who they are. Last night, my dog humped my leg. 5 minutes later, tried to hang himself with his leash. I'm sorry. Is that a big problem here in Brooklyn? Do dogs really do that here? I don't know. I'm sorry. I had no idea it was such an epidemic. I think guys. I had a guy say to me once. He said, "I want to date a trans woman because we can watch football all day and have sex all night." I'm like, it's nothing like that. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna stay up late eating all your leftovers and then make you sit through a marathon of "Say Yes to the Dress." And the sex is gonna be terrible. I know, spoiler alert. Yeah, I haven't put a smile on a man's face since I moved out of Dad's basement. This is a weird crowd. I feel like some people love it and the other people have no idea what the fuck's going on. They're like, I don't understand this comedy. I'm trying online dating, which is tough. Yeah, right. I know. Thank you. It's tough. All my straight friends say things like, online dating's so hard. It's so hard. I'm like, please, you think Match.com is bad? Try shemailyumyum.com, okay? Oh, that's the worst. I had this one guy lie to me this whole time. He was talking about dating, like, oh, dating. I'm so new at it. Then I found out later he was married. I know. So I told him to, go F himself. He said, that's not very ladylike. I said, sorry, I'm new at it. I also met the so many creepy guys. I had this guy send me a message. It was so gross. He said, hey, come on over to my place. Just take a bus. And you'll have to crawl in through the window because I live with my mom. I know. Right? Then he said, how do you feel about threesomes? And if I pay you $20, will you pee on me? I'm like, whoa, take a bus? What kind of lady do you take me for, sir? So I'm on the bus. I like rugged guys too. Oh, I love rugged guys like construction workers or firemen, right? Oh, I love construction workers. I love it when they catcall me. Yeah. I'm not kidding. I'll walk back and forth in front of the construction site until they do. Oh, it could take hours. People think I'm protesting. I had a construction worker cat call me last week. It was so sexy. He just yelled, "Hey, get the hell out of my truck." Although I have the biggest crush on mechanics. Oh, I go to a mechanic. I go in there for an oil change. I want to come out with a big greasy handprint. Here, all over. I want to come out of that place looking like a baby pelican in an oil spill. I think I like going to bars to meet guys. Call me old-fashioned, right? I love going to bars to meet guys. I know they say you shouldn't do that, right? Because everybody's drinking and impairs your judgment. Well, that's where I step in. I'm like, drink up, fellas. And tomorrow a hangover won't be the worst thing you wake up to. I'm not kidding. I've gotten more guys to go into AA than liver disease. It's a little different now, though. Like, because now I think people know that know what trans is. You know, I remember when I first transitioned, I was in this bar in upstate New York. These two guys had no idea. They were buying me drinks for hours. I didn't even know what the drinks were. They just kept handing it to me, saying, "Hey, I hope you like surprises." I'm like right back at ya. I think there's a double standard though when guys get drunk versus when women get drunk, right? Like if a guy passes out drunk at a bar, he has a problem. But if I pass out drunk at a bar, I'm the worst bartender ever. And Irish Catholics, we're drinkers, right? Oh yeah, we're big drinkers. Alcoholism does just run in my family. It awkwardly stumbles naked into the middle of the street, yelling obscenities at the neighbors in my family. Yeah, I think that's why I like bars. You know, dark space, lots of alcohol. It's like being in the womb again. I do love New York City, by the way. I live in New York City, right? It's here's what I love about New York City. The other day, I was walking to the CVS. I saw a dead rat next to a syringe. And I thought, man, if that's not the most messed up remake of Ratatouille. Right, a rat goes to the big city to try and make it as a chef. But gets hooked on smack by a tranny comedian. Here's how I know we're back, though. Like, I know we're back because I was in Times Square last week, and 3 different guys asked me if I was a prostitute. Right? Just like the good old days. And they weren't all tourists. Humble brag. I don't mind when guys ask me if I'm a prostitute, but I'm getting pretty sick and tired of these lowball offers. I'm not kidding. If I have to break a 20 one more time. Plus, I love how open we... Yeah. Plus, I love how open we are. Like New York City, it's great. There is a tranny on every subway car. Right? And if you're riding the subway and you don't see one, then you're the tranny. Most New Yorkers just look at me, they're like, she's either trans or she's a drag queen who's just not putting in the effort. That's too real too. You're like, all right, yeah, she doesn't even contour. I know. I did have I went to the gym and they said, oh, by the way, here's how woke we are. If you get a membership, you get to use the women's restroom. I'm like, thanks. This whole time I've just been shitting in the water fountain. But they said this is a Planet Fitness that is the women's restroom. So we're not a fan of that one. I tell people I'm trans in New York City, like especially a while ago, like about 10 years ago. I remember I would tell people that I was trans. I got more applause than we gave Sully for landing in the Hudson. But I perform in a lot of red areas too. I was in this small town in Hershey, Pennsylvania, doing my set, and I said I was trans. Ooh, different story. They looked at me like I was Dr. Fauci performing an abortion on Nancy Pelosi and streaming it on Hunter Biden's laptop. No, it's cool. It's nice to be in a place where I fit in, because as a child I never really fit in. You know, I didn't really like. I remember I was little. We took the dog to the vet to get fixed. I was in the back yelling, "Do me next." I said to my mom, I was like, I want to be a Girl Scout. You know, I couldn't figure out why I couldn't be a Girl Scout. I said, I want to sell cookies. But no, I had to sell drugs like the rest of the family. I'm glad kids have it a little bit easier now. I met someone who was 18. She transitioned younger, and she's great. It's like she's so happy. It's amazing to see what it's like for kids who are accepted and can transition. And, right? And like she didn't get like I said, I transitioned 15 years ago. Like back then, when two trans people actually met in public, we had to fight to the death. Right? But then thanks, Obama. But meeting her was so cool. She's like, I mean, she was amazing. She's popular. She's like, she's doing well in school. She has a relationship with her father. I know. What's that? No, she looks like the sort of kid who was like voted most likely to succeed in high school, you know? I look like the kid in high school who got caught tongue kissing the janitor for a bag of weed. Which is only a half-truth. It wasn't his tongue. Although one thing, it's tough to see all the bills that are coming out. Over 250 bills were introduced this year in different states, and all aimed at trans people, mostly at trans kids, and I hate that. I would rather aim it at me. You know, I feel like at this point I'm like, I can take it. I'm tough enough. I can take it. Like, do you guys remember that North Carolina bill, the bathroom bill? Right? If I went to North Carolina and I used the women's restroom, they said I would be arrested, and I would be thrown in a men's prison. So I spent the next 2 weeks trying to get arrested in North Carolina. You think a men's prison scares me? It's literally on my vision board. I'm the only person I know who gets turned on by Shawshank Redemption. It is weird, but like one of the things that like when I first transitioned to, I keep saying that when I first transitioned, but back when I first transitioned, there were only 3 surgeons in all of North America who do any trans care whatsoever. Now you can get a vagina at IKEA. But it's a Swedish company, so it's called a Kutur. With like the dot things, you know, and definitely have them install it. It's worth the $25. Otherwise, you need a mirror, one of those wrench thingies, extra parts. The instructions are just the IKEA guy going, I don't know. It's like, I don't want to touch it. They look better now too. They look a lot better than the first, like now, like it's evolved. The field of surgery for trans people, it's evolved. Like they look so much better now than Vagina 1.0, you know? Well, actually, Vagina 1.0, that's God's. I guess it's Vagina 2.0. I can't believe it's not a vagina. I mean, they were fine. They were absolutely fine. People asked me what they like. You know, I've done some research. You know, they asked me what they used to look. I was like, they're sort of like, you know, those handbags you can get on the sidewalks of Manhattan, the knockoff handbags that are like the color's a little off. There was a problem with the stitching, and they never hold as much as you want them to. Plus, most of them are made in Thailand. Oh. And this is where the crowd turned. I'm not going to tell you whether or not I have one, by the way. I feel like it's personal, right? You know, it's one of those things. I will say this, though. When I first transitioned, nothing was done. I remember I was flying, and the TSA agent scanned me. I'll never forget it. She said, I'm sorry, but there's a little anomaly in the crotch region. I know. I wanted to say that's really inappropriate, and you need to learn how to talk to trans people. But all that came out was, it's not so little. Your machine's broken. Give me 2 minutes. Give me... Just don't look at me, and I'm sure it's average. All right, I'm gonna. Now, I tell a lot of jokes. I'm sort of like a joke-telling comedian. You know, a lot of comics tell stories, and they're great at it. Like one of my friends, he's a great storyteller. He tells great stories. He went to get a rectal exam, and then he turned it into a bit about the time he got a rectal exam, and he talks about it for about 10 minutes on stage, and it's really funny. And I can't do that, which means I just got a rectal exam for nothing. I know, I don't even want the results. He keeps calling, he's like, I found something. I'm like, it's a crayon, leave it. It was a weird childhood. But I need to talk about my family a little bit. People a lot of times will ask me like, what's real, what isn't, you know? But no, both my parents have passed away, and my dad really, like people say like, maybe your dad would be proud of you now, you know? But no, believe me, there were signs that I was a huge disappointment to my father. Like the sign he put on my bedroom door that said, you're a huge disappointment to your father. But my mom was great. My mom was a wonderful woman. She was like this Martha Stewart type, you know, a convicted felon who could cook. And I feel bad, like I feel like my mom always wanted a daughter, but then I came out. It's like she ordered me through Wish. Right? She's like one of those, she's like, wait a second, is this? I don't understand. This doesn't look like the picture. I don't know. No, the first thing she did when I told her I was trans, she said I have to pray to God, and it kind of made sense, because if you're a middle-aged white woman and you don't like something, you talk to the manager. But she came around. She was great. She came around, she was like my best friend at the end. And I actually got a tattoo. I got a little hot dog tattoo on my hip. You see that, right? Isn't that cute? Because she was a huge cockhound. And I decided I wanted to do something really nice for my mom, Like when she died, I thought, I want to spread her remains in her favorite place on earth. It's this town in Westport, New York. It's beautiful. It's it's in the Adirondack Mountains. It's on Lake Champlain. I love it. It's beautiful. So I drive 6 hours. I find the perfect spot. I start to spread her remains. Someone comes running out and says, you can't do that. You can't do that. I'm like, why not? He said, you have to cremate her first. So then I had to put her back in the garbage bag. So she's in her second favorite place behind an Arby's. I had to go up there and visit her gravesite. I'll put flowers on her gravestone, and then I'll go to my dad's and salt the earth. So, no, it was very different. Both my parents died of cancer, but it was so different. Like when my mom was in the hospital, I just remember going to every doctor I could find. I'm like, you have to save my mom. Just please save my mom. Whatever you do, just save my mom, When my dad was in the hospital, I just remember going to the doctors and I said, we don't need any heroes. I think he looks fine. Just take the day. Circle of life, Like now that the oxygen cord's always wrapped around his neck, he likes it. I have 3 brothers. Relax, they're all alive. I know. You're like, No, it was weird. Like growing up with 3 brothers, our parents would run the bath water once, and we all had to share one right after another. Right? Did anyone else have to go through this? Oh, if you're the last one with 3 brothers, it's like the East River at low tide. And I'm in there, and I'm looking down. I'm thinking, this is disgusting. I'm 32 years old. Once mom's done washing my back, we're gonna talk. My brothers are cool. My brothers are way more successful than I am. I had a brother call me last week to say he bought a sous vide machine. And I was like, well, I just rinsed off a spoon to eat peanut butter out of the jar, so... No, like, you go to their house, their coffee mugs will say things like, success is inevitable, right? Or do what you love and love what you do. All my coffee mugs say Denny's because they're stolen. They have kids. Their kids are amazing. I love their kids. They have one of my nephews is 6 years old and he's going to be a comedian. He's great. Like we have this game we play. Like I'll jump out and I'll say some sort of like crazy like roast type joke, and he'll say one right back. It's so much fun. Like I'll jump out and I'll say something like, you have a stinky butt. And he'll say, comedy's not a real career. Right? Where does he come up with it? Or he'll say something like, I'll say to him, you have a face like a potato. And he'll say, you're going to die alone. Like, nope, because I'm taking you with me. So, my brothers are cool. My brothers are great. 2 of my brothers are great. Like, my two younger brothers are great. We talk all the time. My oldest brother disowned me when he found out I was trans, but it's fine. I try and take the high road, Like when I heard he and his wife had a child, they sent them the nicest greeting card. It said, "Congratulations, it's a boy for now." Well, I want to thank you guys so much for coming out. That was my set. You guys are amazing. And one more time for Mateo Lane, please. Thank you.